NaLyssa Smith and Angel Reese both got technical fouls, and things got a little chippy between the two.
Chicago's done a nice job defensively. Nice pass.
Right there.
How did Dejournay get that to Smith? That was in our line of sight. There wasn't any daylight.
Yeah, the speed and accuracy of that pass.
Now we got some chippiness. Smith and Reese jawing at each other.
You know things get spicy when one player is carrying the entire WNBA like it's a broken refrigerator up a fifth-floor walk-up. Caitlin Clark has basically become the league. She's the main character, the plot twist, and the only reason half the country knows the WNBA still exists. The TV ratings? Let's just say if ESPN could physically hug a human being, it'd be clinging to Caitlin like a koala on espresso.
Charles,
Give me that! Jesus, dude, when NaLyssa Smith is doing that to you, you know you just aren't ready for it, man. When NaLyssa Smith is D'ing you up, blocking her shot, folks, Angel, you cooked her up last year. What happened?
We're talking record-breaking, eyebrow-raising, executives popping champagne TV numbers, the kind of viewership the WNBA probably thought was extinct. Suddenly, people who hadn't seen a women's basketball game since Lisa Leslie dunked are tuning in like it's the NBA Finals. You could hear remote controls nationwide getting arthritis from how often they are flipping to watch Caitlin. And yet, here comes the WNBA treating her like she's just another jersey in the locker room. If Caitlin's presence is pure gold, the WNBA brass is over here trying to trade it in for expired Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
By the way, this started off by NaLyssa Smith going for a rebound and Angel just shoving her. Just shoving her and then complaining to the refs. And by the way, I don't blame Angel Reese for, shoving people and expecting to get away with it. The referees have shown that you are allowed to shove people and get away with it. Like that is a given. So
let's be real. The WNBA didn't even roll out the red carpet. They rolled out a yoga mat and said, "Make do." Flights and economy, a schedule that makes coal miners wince, and treatment that's one cardigan short of elderly neglect. Caitlin Clark isn't just outperforming expectations. She's doing it while being side-eyed by jealous teammates and getting shoulder-checked by players acting like it's WrestleMania. If this is how the league treats its one cash cow, imagine what it does for everyone else. And now she's injured. And the silence? Oh, it's suddenly deafening.
Now, if I was to take bets in this, NaLyssa Smith versus Angel Reese, I'm putting all of my $2.47. I'm putting all of that on NaLyssa Smith. All right, I'm not sure it would be even close. Like, I'm not sure Angel Reese would actually want that to turn into something where hands are involved.
You could practically hear the panic setting in at WNBA headquarters. One sprained ankle, and everyone scrambling like they just dropped a baby in a swimming pool. Because here's the thing, the league doesn't just miss her highlights, it misses relevance. Without Caitlin, it's back to gymnasiums echoing like church halls and attendance numbers so low you could hear players' thoughts. And make no mistake, it wasn't just about the play. It was about the drama, the buzz, the excitement. Without her, the WNBA is once again trying to sell water in a rainstorm.
What happened last year? Was it the Indiana Fever on the jersey? That made you go extra hard? Was it that other player on that team that was like, oh, that 22, oh, I really want to show her something? Is that what really made it? Because in these matchups against the Dallas Wings, you really haven't been anything special at all. Maybe NaLyssa Smith was tired of seeing her in a meme all offseason. NaLyssa's like, you know what? That next time I play her, I'm not going to let her cook me and do me like that.
Meanwhile, social media is in full mourning mode. The comment sections look like memorials. People aren't just sad, they're angry, because they knew this was going to happen. You run a player into the ground, schedule back-to-back games like it's a punishment, and then act surprised when she goes down. Caitlin's being treated like a one-woman circus act, expected to perform miracles while everyone else folds their arms and pretends she's just lucky to be there. Spoiler alert, the only thing lucky about Caitlin Clark is that she hasn't completely carried the rim off the backboard from overuse. Let's talk numbers, because that's where the real roasting begins. Caitlin's games have outperformed every other matchup this season by laughable margins. When she plays, the lights are brighter, the crowd louder, the sponsors happier, and the popcorn 30% saltier. When she doesn't, the drop-off is so dramatic it's basically a cliff dive. Television ratings without Caitlin look like a broken EKG, flat, lifeless, and kind of embarrassing. Even the fans admit it. No Caitlin, no click. That's not just influence. That's domination.
And if you guys don't remember, You guys don't remember, like, even last season, the two of them were getting into it through the entire season. The two of them were getting into it, and you saw, literally, when the referees tried to break it up, you saw them just go like, don't. Like, the two of them want to get into it. And again, this is a rivalry.
So what does the WNBA do in return? Throws her to the wolves. And by wolves, we mean defenders with the subtlety and grace of a demolition crew on a caffeine bender. Caitlin Clark, the league's biggest draw in years, gets tossed into the lion's den with a target on her back and a neon sign that reads, "Please foul me repeatedly." Her minutes have been stretched thinner than cheap spandex, as if overplaying a rookie in the most physical league imaginable is somehow a growth strategy. Protection on the court? That's cute. The refs are practically handing out coupons for one free hard foul. And now that she's hurt, the league is pulling the classic shrug and pivot, scanning the room desperately for the next headline generator. Spoiler alert, there isn't one. Because the moment Caitlin hit the floor clutching her injury, the momentum that had been building like a freight train suddenly slammed into a concrete wall. The energy, the excitement, the ratings buzz, all of it evaporated in an instant. The WNBA gambled on her star power without protecting the investment. Now they are finding out the hard way. You don't build a lead by breaking your brightest star.
Through your perspective on the flagrant foul, what was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know? If either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
Now talking about the Indiana Fever. If you thought they didn't feel Caitlin's absence immediately, you are completely mistaken. Their latest game against the Washington Mystics was a painful spectacle, like watching a chicken trying to operate a jet ski. Confused, chaotic, and not even close to winning any awards. The Fever dropped at 83-77, and you could almost taste the desperation hanging thick in the air. The players looked like they were waiting for Caitlin to suddenly pop out of a Gatorade cooler and pull off a miracle save. Spoiler alert, no such luck. The Fever without Caitlin is like a pizza without cheese. Sure, it's still technically pizza, but it's also profoundly disappointing. The offense crawled along slower than dial-up internet in the age of fiber optics. The defense? More absent than a sitcom dad who forgot to show up. Darts were missed like they were allergic to the basket itself. The rhythm was totally off, spacing was tragic, and the energy, picture trying to power a roller coaster with a single AA battery. Just not going to cut it. It's a harsh reminder that sometimes one player can truly make or break the entire team.
Angel Reese playing like trash all game, but that confidence doesn't waver, I guess, right? The arrogance doesn't waver, right? We could miss layups, we can miss shots, but that confidence doesn't waver at all. I mean, look at this. Angel Reese, after going 3 for 12 on the night, at this point, she has a historic play where she elbows Dejanay out the way, and here we go. Move it, little girl. And yeah, Angel Reese talking that trash. Yeah, you guys can't stop me. I'm 4 for 13.
Absolutely everyone gave it their all. But let's get real. This game had a Caitlin-sized void that no amount of hustle or grit could fill. You can't just replace that kind of presence with sheer effort alone. No one on the Fever drew defenders like she does, forcing the opposition to constantly adjust and scramble. No one created those clutch opportunities that turned the tide when things looked bleak. And most importantly, no one ignited that intangible spark, the hey, maybe we can pull this off vibe that keeps the team believing deep into the fourth quarter. Instead, the team looked like it was running on empty, desperately trying to fill the Caitlin-shaped hole with a collective "we got this." That came off more like a pleading whisper than a battle cry. It was a team performance that practically screamed, "Please come back," louder than a rom-com ex holding a boombox outside your window, desperate, hopeful, and painfully obvious. Meanwhile, the Mystics came out smelling blood and didn't just win. They absolutely feasted. Watching them was like witnessing a school of piranhas stumble upon a lone, vulnerable fish.
So the WNBA might as well just name Caitlin Clark the MVP right now, because so far she's missed 2 games due to injury, and not only have the Fever lost both games, but now in this one, they lost to quite possibly the worst team in the league, which just shows how important of a piece she is to that team. She's averaging 19 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds a game this year in the 4 games she played. She is super important to that team, and it's proving it that she is the most valuable player on that team.
They smelled weakness and capitalized on it with ruthless efficiency. They pushed the pace, mercilessly attacked every mismatch, and basically treated the Fever like a practice squad, running drills and running up the score. In their own head, The scoreboard showed a somewhat respectable 83-77, but that number barely told the story. The game itself was more of a demolition job disguised in a close scoreline. The Mystics were always a step ahead, moving like they had seen every play before it even happened. The Fever? They looked like students desperately trying to catch up in a pop quiz with the answers already written on the board. It was painfully clear. Without Caitlin, this Fever team was incomplete. They lacked the creative force, the defensive anchor, and the inspirational heart that she brings. And while they battled hard, the Mystics' hunger was a brutal reminder that sometimes a missing piece can turn a fight into a surrender, no matter how much you want to believe otherwise.
She's going to be out for a couple weeks. Let's see how viewership does in the 3 weeks that she's out. Let's see how ticket sales go when she's out. Let's see how the WNBA as a whole comes out. Because I think they're trying to make a message to the WNBA that, hey, look, we don't necessarily have to put this woman on a pedestal. Like, she doesn't need to be treated like Jesus, Mary, Mother of God, anything like that. But I think if the WNBA wants to go in the right way with these CBA negotiations and getting bigger and more prominent, they need to embrace change. And she is good change for the WNBA.
And now that she's injured, both the team and the league are stuck in a bizarre mix of denial and regret. You can almost hear the boardroom meetings now. Maybe we should have let her take a few breathers. Maybe scheduling 10 games in 14 days was not a genius idea. Maybe players are, human. But hindsight's a real snarky friend, isn't it? Here's the kicker. Even while injured, Caitlin Clark is still dominating headlines. She's not even on the court, and she's still outshining every active player. The fans are tweeting, the media is salivating, and the whole sports world is refreshing their feeds for injury updates. Meanwhile, other players are over here struggling to trend on TikTok. It's the Caitlin effect, undeniable, unreplicable, and currently sitting on the bench with ice on her leg. The league thought it could ride the wave without respecting the ocean. Turns out, when the tide goes out, you're just a bunch of stranded beach chairs. The Fever thought they could develop as a unit while their best player held the whole playbook together with duct tape and prayer. And now everyone's realizing just how much they relied on the very person they failed to support.
WNBA refs off Craigslist because I don't know what's going on. So you mean to tell me Angel can not only grab and pull the girl down on her, no call, but then Boston got her hands straight up in the air, not doing nothing, and the other girl tangled up in her, and then Boston get called for the foul. It's obviously an agenda out on Indiana Fever. Even with Caitlin sitting on the bench, they still doing this. Somebody please tell me what's going on.
If this doesn't serve as a giant wake-up call to the WNBA, then they're napping harder than Sleeping Beauty on Ambien with noise-canceling headphones and blackout curtains. Treat your stars like stars, or prepare to watch your ratings vanish faster than your last nationally televised game's viewership. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player on the roster. She's the player. She didn't walk into the league quietly. She cannonballed in, splashing attention, headlines, and a brand new audience all over a league that desperately needed it. She put the WNBA back on the map. Now the map's blank again, and somehow everyone's acting surprised. The league has been handed a once-in-a-generation opportunity on a platinum platter, and they are managing it with the enthusiasm of someone who just got jury duty. So go ahead, WNBA. Keep pretending she's just another rookie. Keep trotting out the tired lines about team balance and shared spotlight. But here's a spoiler. You can't hide a supernova behind a desk lamp. And if Caitlin Clark doesn't come back soon, mentally, emotionally, or physically, you're going to be left with empty arenas, confused sponsors, and fans wondering why they bothered to tune in at all.
Not seeing Angel Reese chase after NaLyssa Smith here. This is one of those basketball fights where no basketball things where people chirp at each other and they don't jump up and run after the person. Like, you know it's a bit different on that one there. And by the way, I don't think that the situation with Caitlin and Angel shows that they hate each other. I think they just hate each other, period. I think they just hate each other in general.
And if you're one of the haters who spent time loudly insisting that Caitlin Clark was overrated, well, congratulations are in order. You're about to experience the sweet, humbling sting of being proven gloriously wrong. Because the very second she stepped off that court, it wasn't just noticeable, it was seismic. The energy vanished. The ratings dipped. The buzz? Gone. It's like watching a movie without the lead actor, technically still running, but no one's paying attention anymore. Clark didn't just bring her game. She brought the spotlight, the fans, and the pulse that made the league feel alive. Now, the WNBA looks like a before and after ad for what happens when you subtract star power from a sport still fighting for mainstream attention. It's not a diss to the rest of the league. It's a testament to just how much Caitlin Clark changed the game. She didn't just join the WNBA. She resuscitated it. And now that she's momentarily gone, the contrast is impossible to ignore. So go ahead and keep calling her overrated. Just know you're doing it while sitting in a silent room where all the excitement has left with her.